this new G20 3 Series, BMW has chose to give back a little bit comfort. They've dialed in a lot of comfort in the F30. So this round, they are willing to give up a little bit of comfort to let you feel the road more, to let the car react to the road more, and then multiply the driving enjoyment by multiple levels. However, like what I said earlier on, you need to spend some time with it, okay? And look at this, they even made these little covers to be more aerodynamic, okay? So overall, the car looks good, still in proportion. You have the classic 50-50 weight ratio, and you have some new stuffs, the updated Hofmeister kink with this little glass area here that fits into this. This is some new thinking. I like it. I like that a lot. Alright. Shark fin still there. See, BMW invented a lot of things that changes the car industry. Okay. And you can see a lot of their influence in cars like Mercedes-Benz, Lexus, Audi. Most of the ideas for the past 15 years came from BMW. And before that, of course, Mercedes was really leading in terms of all this technology stuff. But now we still see that this car, with what BMW Malaysia has spec'd, the official one, okay, I'm not saying the unofficial one where you walk in and spec it yourself. The official one still comes with loads of features, okay? You have the NFC door lock and unlock, start the car. You can use that with your phone if your phone has NFC. You have the BMW Connected Drive where you can set your location, beam it into the car, and then the car will bring you there to your location. You have concierge service. You have the SOS button over here. Let me show you some of the little details. Look at this little, fighter jet or nuclear launcher type of button. That's the SOS button where only BMW has it. Okay. This one, they've changed the dial to this. You have a little cubby space here. Just felt it could have been larger. Okay, and then I like this part as well. This little detail that they do that blends in here, flows in. That's a very nice touch. And you have the reverse assistant. So when you drive into a dead-end road and it's very hard to reverse out, you can use the reverse assistant. The car will be able to remember the last 50 or 60 meter and is able to maneuver you out, helping you, because it remembers your steering input and your speed and your angle and all that. Okay, the glove box is a two-tiered glove box. So covered in felt, good material. Now, complaints. As a passenger, I don't appreciate that part juts out. I'll show you here over the driver's side, okay? Driver not so, because we adjust our legs for the throttle pedal. But as a passenger, I keep pressing my calves against this part, right? This little bottle holder over here. I kind of felt that it just gets in the way of my leg. That's about it. Other than that, everything feels alright. Now, some people complain about JBL or Harman Kardon not present in the car. Let me tell you, BMW, right, even their bass speakers need to get that fly out. I'm sorry. Get out of the way. Pesky little thing. Go away, go away, go away. Oh, it got panicked now. He knew he's under attack. I'm not recording that. Go away, you piece of shit. Idiot. Anyway, the speakers that comes with the car, alright, high quality stuff. I'm not joking, and they sound better than the Burmester in the C-Class. The C-Class Burmester is not the Burmester in the S-Class. Okay, so they sound really good. Alright, that's the walk around video, and anything else you need to know, just drop it in the comments. Alright, that's the new 2019 BMW G20. Yep. Final walk around of the car to show you. Alright. This is the 2019 BMW G20. And I'm not Dr. Muro. Okay guys, finally I have an extended drive with the new BMW G20, and I must say I got it wrong earlier on, because the first time I drove it, it feels so twitchy that I feel scared. But now that I have an extended drive with it, I must say this is by far the most accomplished ultimate driving machine BMW has built over the past few years. I can't help but smile, alright. What have I established in my extended drive? Okay, this car is now sharper in every way. The front end is extremely light, extremely I wouldn't use the word twitchy, but it is twitchy at first when you try it, because it's so fast. The front end, the way it reacts is so fast that the first round I was like, oh, why is it not stable? Why is it not planted? It's not that it's not planted, alright? It's that it is so reactive. We felt scared before we get to even explore its limits. And when I got used to it, and then I floor it, I just gun it. I'm doing speeds on roads that I've never felt comfortable doing it, and this guy just takes it all up. Look at the car, look at it reacting, look at it dancing. Hello. My God. Now of course, the one thing that contributes are the better tires, alright? These are the Eagle F1s, and they are a different category altogether compared to the Pirelli Cinturatos that they've been fitting with their other cars, alright? My God. Now in terms of how it looks, some people might find that, is it all that different? Well, let's have a better look on the car. Now we first look at the front end. The grille is now conjoined, alright? Instead of a color-coded splitter in between here, the kidney grills now are larger, and it gives the perception that it's slimmer, but it's only because it's wider, alright? And then the headlamp still connects in it, and there's this little kink here, alright? This looks very Peugeot, but actually BMW wanted to recreate the front from the E46. Okay, now the grills open and close. When you need air, it's gonna open up. Sorry for that, I constantly need to check, alright? And there's this line here that comes up here. So in this M Sport trim, it's already very, very aggressive. The way it looks, be it the front or the rear, it already looks like an M car. Right? Of course, the M will have more aggressive ones, but nah, they're there. And I think the styling is great. Okay, it is a great looking car with the lines running all down there. Now the headlamps, the ones that we got, is actually, they have 3 specs of headlamps, alright? We have the middle spec. The middle spec, you have this smaller daytime running lights down here, but actually the full spec, you will get a more pronounced daytime running light, LED daytime running light, but that one will be the laser headlamps, and the laser headlamps are of course more expensive. Now a lot of you complain about the car not having sunroof, the car not having the full laser lights, the car not having a heads-up display and the things and all that. The thing is this is a CBU car, and it's not that it's not available, okay? You can just walk into any BMW showroom and tell them how you want to spec your G20. You want laser lights, you want a heads-up display, you want some colors that they don't offer here, you can spec it. You pay for the price, they will just calculate its POA, price on application. So you just spec what you want, they'll let you know the price, you pay for it, and there you go, you're done. So you can actually spec it however you want to. It is available. Give you an example, the G35 series, right? There are 20 over people who walk up to BMW and say they wanted the 540i. They pay 600,000 for it. Yep. So 3 series CPU, this is 320,000. You can pay more if you want more. Coming to the wheels, these are run flat tires, and there's a little star there, means it's a tire that is BMW spec. And these are 18 inches with a blue M Sport caliper there. So I would say the spec of this car is actually quite good, you know. You have all the needed stuffs for you to enjoy your drive, and the brakes work really, really great. And I think these rims are good looking enough, okay? Again, if you want to spec better stuff, you can ask for it. Okay, this is how the key looks like. Alright, the nice blade key with the M Sport key basically. This is what the car comes with. Now I'll leave the key here. Alright, can you see it? I'm going to leave it here. Okay, the key is over here. The car comes with a little card. Alright, this is an NFC card that you can use to unlock the car. And you head into the car, you put it at where the wireless charger is, and then you can start the car. So this is very, very good, and very, very scary if you lost it. Now, why do I say this application is good? Now, Volvo and Jaguar, they come with activity keys. Right, the activity keys are the stuffs that where you can, when you go out jogging and stuff like that, you can bring that key along. That is waterproof. But this one is one step further. This one doesn't have any battery in it. This is non-powered. So the benefit of this is that power will never run out, and you can still use NFC to open the doors and start the car with it. And it's way lighter than any activity key that the rivals come up with. Very, very good feature. This is the best angle to show you the rear tail lamps. From the rear, it may look like any other tail lamp, but actually this whole thing is 3D. It juts out. So the classic L-shaped motif in the BMW rear tail lamps, in this G20 rendition, it is 3D. And I like that. And that is one of the design cues that came off the i8. It's good that they apply now to their other cars. And then the upper part, the reflector part, is actually darkened. So in daylight condition, the red part juts out. And at night, it juts out in a way whereby it illuminates the side as well. So you are seeing like a laser blade almost slapping itself onto the car. And I like that. Now as we come inside, let me show you the cabin. Now this is a BMW interior, and if you're hoping for them to change it in a big manner, nope, they won't. Alright, they always keep it simple, they always keep it very straightforward, and the architecture, the basic architecture of the interior never changes. The screen stays here. Now this is LCD as well. And then the aircon vents straight. You can't expect any rounded aircon vents and things like that, alright? And then the row of buttons are here. This part, whereby some of it is plastic, some of it is satin chrome, I'm not so sure. They could have just made the whole row satin chrome. Okay, the touch sensitive buttons are still here, and they still work well. The tactile feedback of these buttons are still good. Okay, these ones are still good, but not so much these. They're so flat that I miss the actual buttons that they have. Alright, why am I able to turn on the car? I didn't even press the start. Anyway, and these are some nice materials over here. Overall, the entire cabin feels very well put together. It is one level up in terms of fit and finish. is right up there with Audis and all that. However, it's just certain things that you're not so used to would be the center console over here. This part, all the buttons is actually, it is one flexible panel where you can press individual buttons, but they are not separated buttons itself. There's good and bad. When you reduce the seams in between the buttons, you actually reduce chances of dust going in, liquid and things like that. There are way fewer seams running around in the buttons. Over here, the gear knob is way smaller now compared to the older one, and it feels more M-car gear knob-ish, okay? But I actually prefer the old BMW gear knob, which is large, sticks out, and is very easy to use. This one takes some getting used to. That's about it. As for here, you have the wireless charging pad, and then here will be the cup holders. The cup holders, in my opinion, is a little bit too small and too chunky, since they have all the little retractive spring-loaded holders there. They could have made the cup holders slightly wider, so that you can slot your phone, you can put your wallet, you can have a more dynamic usage in terms of cubby spaces. But you have a large glove box, not glove box, center console. All right, you have a large one over here. So overall, the cabin is a huge improvement compared to the F30. But in terms of design, it is not the type where it's out there to appeal to you firsthand. Okay, it is a type where when you use it, you're like, okay, I appreciate it. The material levels are one level higher than the C-Class. It's just that it doesn't look as pretty as the C-Class still. Okay. Now, in terms of execution of this design, I kind of felt that even though I say BMW is not the ones that want to appeal to you, will go out there, but I just felt that they could have made it a little bit more evocative, just that little bit more, but they choose with this clean design nonetheless. All right. Steering wheel is the same as the one in the 5 Series. And overall, I have no complaints with the steering wheel. The grip feels good. Again, it's just the buttons. The buttons on the steering wheel is the type whereby you don't feel from one button to the next, okay? And then when you press it, there's very little travel in the buttons. So for those who are used to how BMW buttonry works, you might feel slightly disappointed, but I think it's something you just have to get used to it. All right, it's going to come in all their other cars as well. Now, in terms of the rear seat, this is my sitting position. Okay, I am 5'11". I have about 2 fingers of headroom left. I have about a palm of knee room, and it's noticeably higher seating. That means the rear passengers get a front view as well. It's a very, very good view up front. So I'll put on my seat belts. Yep. I'm used to putting my seat low and then adjust the seat base angle up. So now my feet is touching the upper ceiling. Do I call that ceiling? The upper part of the seat, all right? But if some people who likes to sit higher, then your rear passengers can have a more comfortable leg room inside. But I can still slot my feet underneath, and I can put my feet in between the rails and the base of the seat, and then when I'm seated like that, so it's alright. The F30 feels just as spacious as this car. I don't think this one is any more more spacious than the F30. You see, the F30, given its age, right, it is still the most spacious in class before the G20 comes out. As for the boot, it is absolutely massive. Definitely the largest in class by some margin. All right. Are there any release at the back here? Yes. So you can release the rear seats from here, and with the item that you want to push, you just shove it all in, okay? And the opening is extremely wide. There is a load lip over here, but overall there are no complaints. No complaints at all. This boot is just massive. Yep. I still hope car makers would cover up the top part with carpets. Oh well.